Alright, so today I'm going to be showing you how to remove the dash in a Z32. As you can see, I've already got some of this stuff out and a really bad attempt at a removal of the blower motor housing. I have the panel off over there. I have the panel off right here. I have the glove box out. I've popped that cover out of there. Those are actually really tricky. In my experience, at least, you got to be careful not to break them. Luckily, these ones came out without breaking. That one's not all the way out yet. Let's see if we can get it out. There we go. So now it's out. That clip is kind of a pain, or that sensor right there. I think it's a sun load detector or something. Hard to get out of there, or disconnected, I should say. Then I have the A-pillar removed. I'm not even trying to remove the cover right there, but I did. So pretty much all I have left, also remove the radio, center console. Pretty much all I have left to remove is this, most of this driver side crap, which is quite a bit. And then there were also, I removed a nut or a bolt that's right there, and then a bolt that's over there as well. Like, you probably can't see it, but there's two up there. There's another one on this side. God, it's so hot. You can see it right there. And I think there was one under here. Could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. But I thought there was. I could just be thinking of that one though. So I'm gonna just go ahead and start getting some of the easy stuff out of here. If I can, if it's actually that easy. There we go. Then I'm gonna remove this and I'll just start showing you how to get some of these panels off to pull this out of here. So first, remove this lower panel. You want to remove a screw that's right here. Mine's already missing. The screw that's over here, the screw that's right there, and a screw that's right there, and this should come off. Next, I'm going to be removing this panel right here, which is this screw, that screw, and there's another one. The sun's hitting it all weird, that right behind that cord. So now you should be able to just grab this panel, and it's going to be stuck to some stuff usually, and it kind of hooks in there, and that comes out. Next, I'm going to be removing this lower column cover, so it's going to be these 4 screws. It looks like actually maybe 6. So go ahead and get those out, and this should just pull off. Also, on this, God, the sun is terrible. On this lock cylinder cover, you can just, ignition, whatever. Alright, so now those screws are out, you can see, God, this is so terrible. I'm sorry guys. You can see how loose this is? Maybe? Alright, you can see how loose this is. So, these are usually held in with clips. You can kind of just push in and pop them loose. So you just go around the column cover and kind of push like that, if it makes any sense, and try to disconnect the top cover from the bottom cover. So now you see I got the upper column cover off. Just gonna pull the lower one off. One fastener I also forgot to mention I removed is right here in the center. You can see there's a bolt right there that holds the dash to the lower part of the body. So once you remove that, that'll move pretty easily. I tried to be able to make that whole side move to try to get that blower housing out, but it just didn't work. So now I have all that out. I'm going to start removing this upper part here, and it should just be, God, this lighting, that screw and that screw, and then it should slide out. So I'm going to remove those 2 screws, and then this part should just kind of pop up and slide out. So now with those 2 screws removed, just take the cover off, set it aside. What I'm actually going to do is put the screws back in the hole so I don't lose them. Right, next, on the lower side of each one of these modules or control units, whatever you want to call them, there are 2 screws. Am I even looking at it? right there and there. And that's for both sides. Can't even see that one. But yeah, for both these sides, you just remove those bottom screws and then we'll work from there. So once you remove those 2 screws, you just pull that out. What I found pretty interesting though, is I just have a screw sitting there. I don't know where that came from or what it goes to, but just a screw chilling in there. So might find out where it goes, probably not. Doesn't look like it goes on here anywhere, but it might. Go ahead and disconnect all this stuff, by the way. So I went ahead and pulled those 2 screws out of this. Now, if I remember right, there's a trick to getting the hazard out. I don't remember what. We'll see if this comes off. Okay, well, it came off. So, I guess it's fine. Go ahead and disconnect this stuff as well. I do remember there's something about the hazard, but I guess I'll figure that out if I need to. Alright, so what I did to get the hazard button out is, let's see if I can do it without pushing it back, but I pushed it back. Boop, just like that. So, I mean, that was pretty easy. And then you just unscrew it and slide the switch assembly out and unplug it. Alright, now I'm going to remove the 2 screws and the one up there that hold both of these, I don't even know what you call these, I guess housings at this point, off, and then feed the wires to the back side of them. Before you start yanking on stuff like I almost did, there's another screw up top there, so you gotta get that one out too. Finding that screw though also solved the mystery of what that screw went to, so that's good. So once you have those out, you'll notice that this bezel is pretty loose, but not quite as loose as you'd want it to be. So you just grab it, and it's held in with some clips. And then it'll come out. Then the piece of metal that sits behind, the only thing that's left holding it on are these 2 bolts. So you're gonna remove those and you'll be able to pull this metal off. And then what I've been doing this whole time is putting my screws back in everything, you can see right there. So I'm trying to reduce dash rattles when I get this thing back together. So you can remove this and then you'll be able to put all your fasteners back where they were. Now you can put all your fasteners back in except for these 2, because you still need to remove the 2 screws. You can see the reflection of the washer focus on that one and that one to be able to pull your cluster out. So with the cluster unbolted, you can see that's pretty free right now. You want to start disconnecting everything that you can see, because the connectors behind it are kind of a pain to get to, so you need to have as much play to get that out of there and get those connectors as possible. So back here you can see these connectors. It says push. I'm assuming there's one on the other side. You want to squeeze it and remove it just like that. Other one looks a lot more like regular Nissan connectors. So just try to get those out however you do. I use a flathead, but it's kind of risky back here. It might damage the board or something. So just do whatever you gotta do to unplug them. And they actually are not normal Nissan ones. They squeeze from both sides. Extremely easy compared to most things, so yeah. Next, you're just going to unplug this chime right here. Oh my gosh, that thing is stiff. Ugh. Or you can unbolt it. I mean, I'm probably gonna unplug it, but that thing's stiff. I don't know why. Oh my god, yeah, I'm gonna require 2 hands for that. Once you get these, what do you even call this? Defroster vent panels removed, you're gonna have to remove this. And I actually figured out how. It's not as much of a pain as I thought. Let me try to see if I can focus it, but right there behind this bulge here, there's the clip that releases this. I just couldn't see it previously. There it is. Because of all the foam on it. So that's pretty simple. Alright, so next, going to just kind of go around and remove everything that I see that should be removed, like for instance, these two fasteners along with that one. That one may be holding a harness on something, I don't know. I'm going to remove it. There's also some here. God, friggin' sun, it's so bad. Okay, that one there. That one there. That one holds the ductwork to the dash, so I might want to remove that one as well. We have another one of those over here. And there might be some on the lower side. No, it doesn't look like it. So I think that's it. Holding those on along with, as I said previously, that one. And then there's also a clip in the dash, somewhere around here, that holds it in as well. So you have to, once you get the fasteners out, then you pull it up, and you're still gonna feel that clip in there, so you'll have to pop it out. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry the lighting is so bad. It is so sunny. There's just not really anything to do about it unless I did this in a garage or under a tent or something. One thing I haven't done yet that I need to do before I fully remove this, I removed all the fasteners. You can see this is all pretty loose. One thing I haven't done yet is I need to remove the A-pillar. So you can see how to do that as well, or how I do it. You gotta be really careful because these are 25 years old. It's just stuck to the windshield seal. It almost looks like somebody glued this thing in here. Alright. People are stupid. What I actually think happened is they put a windshield in it and they had the A-pillar out, but they put the A-pillar back in way before this stuff was dry. So just sunk right into it and glued it on. So now what we're going to do is, you can see this is still stuck somewhere in that area. Just like that. It feels scary pulling it, but you just gotta pull it. Now, you can see it's pretty loose. I'm gonna go open that door over there, because you should have both doors open when you're doing this. And you should pry the steering wheel off, but I'm gonna try to get around that. So, we'll see. I might have to remove this switch just to have some room, but we'll find out. Because last time I did this, it wasn't very easy either. So as you do this, you want to start feeding these wires back through the holes in the dash. Because you don't need them at the moment. I may actually have to remove these switches. Because I remember there was something I had to do whenever I did this to make this fit around here, because it doesn't want to at all. So it looks like the switch is just these two screws holding it on top and bottom, and then it should pull out. Ooh. This one does not pull out near as easy, so it has a connector on the bottom. You should be able to see it, not video, but whenever you're doing this, right under the lock cylinder, and it needs to be removed to allow it to move. And there's actually, the connector slips onto a metal bracket like most of these, but the metal bracket has a screw holding it to the column. So instead of sliding it off that bracket, which can be a pain sometimes, you can just remove the screw. Just like that. You put your screw back in so you don't lose it, of course. We're going out through the passenger side. Maybe. Oh, yeah. All right, almost out. And we're free. Hey, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. If this video helped you out, let me know by leaving a like. If not, go ahead and leave a comment and let me know what you guys think and what I could have done better. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. I'm glad to help. I try to help out as much as possible. Just most of all, let me know what you guys think. And thanks for watching.